You look like a mix of Pete Davidson and Elliot Page. For real, look at this. You know, you do one of them picture merges. That's what it looks like, bro.
Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your man DJ Playboy holding it down. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. On this episode, we got to talk about Lizzo. Got herself caught up with some lawsuits, talking about uncomfortable workplace environment, some weight shaming, some sexual harassment. What's going on over there? Also, I told y'all a lot about artists getting stuff thrown at them on stage. Cardi B decided she was going to throw something back. Also, we got to talk about the legacy of Henrietta Lack. You know what I mean? If you don't know, come check it out. We're going to talk about how she got done wrong and how her family finally got compensated, man. Shout out to Ben Crump. And lastly, Ariana Grande got a song talking about break up with your girlfriend. But we ain't know she wants you to break up with your wife and kid. Damn, Ariana, what's going on out here, man? It's the Perfect Talk Podcast. Let's get it. What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk Podcast. And I'm in the building with my dog, my partner, the original Don Dada himself.
Girl, scream like I'm Keith.
What's going on, Reggie?
On my youth, to all the rude boy them, and all, of course, all the rude women them.
You know what I mean? It's come on, and what they might not, the thems. Thems, you know, rude them.
I ain't even gonna touch that one. Trying to get me canceled before I get put on.
Gotta represent for everybody nowadays, man. But thank you for being in the building. We are here on a night shift. You know what I mean? We had said 9:30. I assumed AM. You know what I mean? I forgot there's a 9:30 PM. You know what I'm saying? It's late for me to be sober on a Friday night.
Yeah, I thought you had knew that before because I was working and shit, and then I got the kid. And then today my son had a fever.
Oh,
it was one of them shits. He feels good. It's pretty good. It's just like seems like one of them like 24, 36 hour type joints. Because when he came back from daycare on Thursday, he had a little fever, and it progressed a little bit into bedtime. So it was one of them joints where, all right, man, we're gonna OD him with some Motrin, some children's Motrin. You go to daycare tomorrow, brother. But like he was just, it was too much. Like he woke up kind of groggy and tired, and not from the Motrin, from like just the sickness or whatever.
Was this? I be mixing the weeks up. This is the same week he had the stomach bug. Didn't he have like a little stomach issue?
I don't know if it was really a bug or we starting to believe that he might be a little lactose intolerant.
Okay.
Because like he just had the squirt McGurts, and that was it. Like once it passed, but they had to send him home because
it's concerning.
So, yeah, exactly. So, but now that was on Monday. Now on Thursday, Friday, he had a little fever, but like no other symptoms, only the fever. So that's a good thing.
We're getting old, man. This turned into a health podcast. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna start talking about omega-3s and shit. Whole episode dedicated to omega-3s and fucking castor oil.
I had a doctor's appointment a couple weeks ago, and on the spot everything went good, but they do tests. They were like they'll be in contact with you, so they hit me up, right? And she left a voicemail, so I'm like, I didn't listen to the voicemail, but I'm like, all good. And what I'm saying, she left the voicemail. She wouldn't have left the voicemail if it wasn't good. So I'm like, all right, cool. And she called back, and I'm like, hold up. The second call, like, what's going on here? They want to make sure I get the message. So I answered, and I'm like, all right, what's going on? And she said, what she said? She said your blood tests came back normal. I forgot what she said the first one, but she said my A1C was like right on the line of pre-diabetic. And I'm like, oh, what that mean? I'm like, break that down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She's like, you know what I mean? You might have to change up the diet a little bit, lose some weight. You know what I mean? Really think about, you know what I mean, what you put in your body, cut down on sugars and all that. And I'm like, all right, let's we in game mode now. I ain't gonna, I haven't known how to snack since she told me that. Like I just bought some gummy worms. I was like, damn,
he had a big ass pack of annihilators from Costco.
Can't enjoy this.
the yellow banana flavored shit. Just trying to, what you talking about? You said my sugar's high. Motherfucking sour powers are delicious, lady. Wait till I finish this.
That was one of my biggest things in life. I was like, I'm not looking forward to the point of my life where a doctor's gonna tell me I can't.
Yeah.
eat certain things. I'm like, nah, you ain't trying to get to that point, but I'm close enough. I'm like, nah, all right, cool. I still got my youth, I still my youthful energy. So we're gonna try to, reverse course and definitely because I don't want to be limited. I still want to be. I don't want to have to put medicine in myself for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's the part that's a little concerning. Then I got this other joint going on. My left eye has been twitching for like 2 months now. And I said when I had my checkup, I told the doctor about that. And I don't want to say he brushed it off, but I don't feel like he took it serious enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, it's been going on for a while. I know it's not happening right this second. But I felt the need to bring it up to you. It's concerning. And, he was more so like, if it is, contact me back, if anything like that. But I'm going to get my eye exam on Tuesday because one, I said it's been happening for 2 months. And it was weird. My girl was like, make an appointment. I was just like, I was like, you make it for me. You help. You do it. Like
you do it.
And she wasn't doing it. And then this YouTube, no, what is he? A Twitch. I think he's a Twitch streamer. This dude named Speed. This past week, he was like, he rushed to the hospital. But streamers, they streaming everything. So he streamed himself going to the hospital, and his whole eye is like swollen. And like he talking about he got this crazy headache, and I'm like, yo, did it start with a twitch? I'm like listening to everything. I'm like, did it start with a high twitch? Like, because I'm like, everything he described, and I'm like, my head do be kind of hurting on that side. Like, I'm like, damn, yo, let me stop. And I showed my girl the video. She didn't want to watch it. I was like, yo, look at him. I was like, look at him. And she made a call the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I'm going on Tuesday. We get that checked out.
Yeah, remember? I can't remember which celebrity passing it was, but I told y'all that every time some kind of celebrity have news of a celebrity dying younger than 55, I'm always tuned in. Like, yo, what was it a disease, and is it a disease that I could be prone to, especially when it's a young black dude like Chadwick Boseman hit me in a certain way. Just some of these different types of deaths and stuff like that. So yeah, health is
like
definitely
what's his RFK status? What they gave him? Which one they gave him? Put in all the facts. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm saying, but we getting older. You know what I mean? So it's more concerning. So it's like you can't play around with certain things. But I seen that, and I'm like, nah. I don't think it's that. And like I said, my doctor was relatively not concerned about it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, I had that for a while. It was stuck around for like 4 months, and then just one day it went away. I'm like, so that's what we doing? We just taking our own life experiences.
I'm good. Look at me.
You from a whole nother genetic background. Like, what are we talking about? But I don't know. Just keep my faith in God. That's all we can do, right?
Nah, definitely. That age health stuff is for real, man. Like, I make different doctor's appointments here and there, and there's nothing urgent going on with me right now, but there's certain doctors I'm checking with. I got the big snip and all that type of stuff. And then like this month, I realized like every week I got 1 or 2 doctor's appointments. Like I didn't plan it that way. It's crazy. Like I had to have my follow-up for after the surgery.
Yeah.
And urologist came in real quick. Nurse said, yeah, just take everything off the bottom and just, wait for the doctor. He came in, removed the sheet, felt around, said, everything feels good. And I said, pause yourself, doctor. Appointment was bad quick. He literally said that, though. I didn't say the pause.
He's like, I'm glad to hear it, but shit, don't say it like that.
You don't say it like that, man. You better whisper that. Write that joint in a note or something, man.
Yo, I had an old doctor's office one time. They had the thinnest walls ever, bro. I'm like, I hear everything in the other room. I'm like, yo, what's going on here? What's the privacy, bro?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, them joints be crazy, man. In the maternity unit we was in, the room we was in last time in March, the walls are kind of thin, so it was sounding crazy.
You just hear screams from the other room.
No, son, them joints sound like a goddamn Bloom. Well, it was the movies, the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was crazy, son. It was crazy, son. Everybody trying to stay cool and calm. Everybody trying to be cool in that moment, and all you heard.
Like, is Jordan Peele in this bitch? What's going on?
Yo, it was some shit up.
Who's directing this shit?
Get out shit, bro. Yo, man.
Yo, Keith, we got to take it to my spotlight story. Pick a spotlight story, man. And it's sometimes not the biggest headline, in the news, but it's something that I want to shine some light on and really, put some attention to. And this week, I seen the story of Ben Crump wants some money for the family of Henrietta Lack. And I was like, who the hell's Henrietta Lack? I never even heard of this lady. Come to find out, it was 70 years ago. This lady passed away from cervical cancer, if I understand,
Yeah.
and they removed tissue from her tumor and became the first human cells to continuously grow and reproduce in lab dishes. It was known as the HeLa cells, for Henrietta Lack's name, and it went on to be a cornerstone in modern medicine. They, tons of medical innovations were made coming of it, including the polio vaccine, genetic mapping, and COVID-19, to name a few. Vaccines, COVID-19 vaccine, to name a few. So amazing that, that came up for the medical, community, but her family was never compensated or given credit, you know what I mean? In this, as while the company that they did settle a lawsuit with, went on to be their claim of fame. And it went on, so behind closed doors, they were lucky to come to a settlement that the undisclosed amount, which you imagine they had to get broke off. But I was just like, yo, these are stories the media don't be giving no attention to, you know what I mean? And luckily Ben Crump's name was attached to it, which probably got him more media attention than it would have got. But I didn't know. I didn't, you know what I mean? I never knew this existed. I never knew this was a person. I never knew that, some of the cornerstone of cancer research is done off the back of a black lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so. I mean, I first heard about it. It reminds me of kind of our Juneteenth conversation with such a big thing. Like we just never heard about it, and I heard about it for the first time, and just like it was without any person's permission, all that type of stuff, and then it kind of makes you think about the current day, how like all this gynecological stuff, especially with black women, like all the medical injustice that still happens to black women nowadays.
Well, explain that too, like just in case the audience doesn't know. You mean like sometimes they're not listened to when they go to the doctor,
listened to, and all that stuff, and
disregarded.
They're disregarded, and even through history, when like medical students was trying to learn gynecology or whatever, they might go and learn it on a black woman because their belief, like years ago, was that they had a different pain tolerance. So like you can't help but think about something like that when in current day, even black celebrity women giving birth, they're like, yo, I need something for pain. They're like, nah, you don't really need it, like that type of thing. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, I wish I knew about this story earlier. I wish I knew more about it. I know Oprah made a movie about it.
Yeah, that didn't even really get on my radar. Which I mean, maybe a lot of Oprah stuff doesn't get on my radar, but you know what I mean. That's amazing. The whole story, like this is what we should be, and it makes me think. Since my kid is in school, it really makes me think, yo, Black History Month is not really taught that much in her school. And I'm like, yo, it's on us to teach our kids not only just history, but Black history. Yeah. You know what I mean? In general. So it really is something. But it's as here on Perfect Talk Podcast, I think that's something, it's me and Oprah out here trying to teach y'all, you know what I'm saying, what's going on and shine light, you know what I'm saying, to the situation. But no, it's something I thought that was dope. And I'm glad that her family is finally being compensated, because this is going on 70 years. That this happened, so
it's pretty crazy, man. That's not that long ago. You know what
I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I did the math. I was like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? That makes sense. Okay.
And something like that to happen in like our parents' lifetime, it's crazy.
Yeah. And shout out to Ben Crump too, because I think he's also representing Malcolm X's family. I believe they're suing. Son. Yeah, my man don't sleep.
Is he married?
I have no idea. Nah. But I respect people that do stuff like that. Like he's taking on a lot of enemies for the Black community, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, obviously being compensated for it, I'd imagine, but it's a shout out to him.
That brother works hard. He lives in Florida. You ever see some shit happen in like the opposite of Florida, and then he's literally there within an hour? I don't know what type of DJ he got. Like what his pilot's the best pilot. Like this dude gets around, son. Like people go from, you see him in Florida, 2 hours later, you'll see him in Washington State, and he's back to Utah because some weird happened. It's crazy.
Delta Diamond out here, you know what I'm saying? Doing it. But sometimes, I haven't spoken to my brother Keith in a while, so it's time we move on to that next segment, man. It's called Catching Up with Keith.
Sing it! Been so long. Catching Up with Keith.
Just some stuff that happened in the news the past couple of weeks. Just see if my man Keith has heard about it and what his thoughts are. I don't know if you seen last week, Cardi B was out here throwing the microphone around. You know what I mean? Usually she's throwing the cheeks around. This time she was throwing the mics around, you know what I'm saying? But it was two incidents. One, she threw a microphone at a DJ, who I heard the complaint was the DJ kept cutting off her songs and making them go like a cappella earlier than she wanted to. So at the end of her performance, she definitely launched it like an axe right at him.
That bitch make you nervous. Cardi B.
And the other time was at a performance. Cardi B was splashed with a drink and she threw her mic, and from the sound of it, it sounded like it hit the target.
And which is impressive. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, as soon as she threw it, I thought like the person, I think they were pressing charges. I thought it was someone who like wasn't involved in the thing. Like,
innocent bystander.
She actually hit the person through the water, and I was like, wow. Like, I know I should be thinking about like, oh, is that person safe? But I couldn't help but think like, wow, that's impeccable aim. Like, to perform and somebody down on stage, that down in the crowd did something. You saw who it was and launched a mic, telling me that this is something that she does.
It's not the first time.
It's definitely not the first time, bro. Like, that kind of aim, like Derek Jeter can't do shit like that.
And it was a point in time where it looked like she might have been facing some charges. Like you said, the young lady who was hit did try to file charges, but they said that there were going to be no charges filed. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department had a diligent and proper resolution of the matter, according to Cardi B's lawyer. It seems like the person who was struck with an item that was thrown from the stage decided to file a report. They didn't name Cardi B in the statement, but the location of the incident report matched up with Drea's Beach Club where Cardi B was performing. The thing about it that's a little tricky was there was a point in her concert where she was telling people to splash water on her. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so hot. And it looks like this is after that part in the concert, obviously, because she was the only person that splashed her. But it gets tricky when the like Drake is telling. It seems like he's at least not discouraging people from throwing stuff at him, because that one girl who threw a big ass bra at him got to deal with Playboy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, but this is, I remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking about it. BB Rexha got hit with a cell phone in the head. You know what I'm saying? Kelsey Ballerini got hit with a bracelet. You know what I'm saying? So people are throwing. Drake even got hit with a phone. You know what I'm saying? They hit him in the head, but it hit him kind of in his torso. And it's like, I have no respect for concert goers who throw stuff at the artist. The artist is there. Right. People pay mad money to come see him. So I respect what Cardi did in this, but it also gets tricky when you start, like, you know what I'm saying, encouraging them to do it.
Yeah. Well, you talked about the cheeks thing on the top of this topic, and I think she actually, when she initially asked for water to be thrown, people started throwing the water, and then she was twerking in the direction of the water. I don't know if you've seen that. You must have seen that part.
I haven't, but I can imagine it. You described it.
Yeah, like, it was so encouraging people to throw water at her. And I know that like with media, social media, mainstream media, they'll play around with the timing and editing. So I don't know the distance of time between when she actually asked for it and when the lady threw the water. But I could tell you with the initial ask, it was some vigorous twerking. Like, it was like, you got to see it, bro. Like, she was twerking the water. She was almost materializing water with her ass.
Splashing it back at him.
Throw me some water again, bitch, because I'm hot. And give me some water.
Splash her down. Give her some water. Splash her the fuck down.
Woo, that shit feel good. Put that shit in my pussy, bitch. Come on. Yeah, bitch.
Sexy lady, let me hear you say,
Let's look you go, bitch. Somebody smash me with water, bitch.
Oh, I'll see you right shit.
Wait, bitch, that was too fast, bitch.
That was flash.
Wait, a little bit more right here, bitch.
Yeah, man, it was straight water sports up there. And then, like, so to see the level to which she encouraged people to do it is, from my perspective, looking at it on the media, is just crazy to see. It's not a good look for her.
Yeah. but this person was just so excited. Like 10 minutes later, they was like, "Yo, keep going,
keep it going. I'm over here. Look at my water. Bloop.
Yeah, everybody is like I say when people be fighting, man, keep your hands to yourself. Don't throw nothing at the artist, and artists don't tell them to throw nothing at you because it can end up a little, you know what I mean, sideways. Catching up with Keith, Kirsten Bell and Dax Shepard got a little judgment this past week because they said that they let their daughters drink non-alcoholic beer. I was in like a weird place with that. I was like, I guess it's not the end of the world, but it feels like it's encouraging. I don't know, but we also had candy cigarettes, and I'm not a cigarette smoker. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't say what encourages what behavior until you actually do the experiment to see it.
Yeah,
it's real easy to judge, but their kids. I mean, how old are their kids? I think they're like 10 and 8. I mean, they could be doing worse. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. I can see where the judgment comes from, though.
I think parents always judge, man. Other parents or other people in general just always judge parents when they're not doing the prototypical whatever. But then when you look at the people who's doing all the judging, there's tons of stuff that they probably doing that's weird, you know, for their kid, or it's not the best practice, but we all just do our best. Like, so I know it sounds weird, but if you could just, even if you think about how you parent, there's probably instances where you're like, I do this hack or whatever it is. And
yeah, it's not the end of the world.
You're probably not preaching from the top of the mountain on it. It's not the end of the world. But you know what I'm saying? You might just shove a tablet in your daughter's hand when you should be reading. I don't know if you do that, but I'm just saying, for example, like, you know, there's days where my son, I'm bathing and I'm like, man, I'm tired as hell. I'm gonna just let him splash around a little bit. Make sure this water is nice and soapy. Let him splash around a little bit and just keep it moving, man. I'll give him a good wash down to follow, and they're like shit like that. So, yeah, man. I mean, you think about it, there's nothing wrong with that. So, for instance, like a family member had a problem with my wife doing chairs to my son. Like he has his little sippy cup.
Yeah.
And she would have like a glass of water. Oh, cheers, clink. Like, oh, that's encouraging some kind of alcoholism. Oh, yeah, really? Is that how alcoholism starts? By somebody tapping fancy flutes of champagne? Oh, yeah. Nah, that's not how that works. So I refuse to believe that the mere act of a kid drinking alcoholic beer is going to encourage alcoholism.
No, I agree with that. I think when people do want to attack I don't know if your situation was on social media. I think her situation came out during an interview where, you know, on a talk show. So like, I think if it comes across like you're trying to be cute with it, like, then people are going to be like, oh, word? You want some likes off of this? You want to get some judgment? You know what I'm saying? Like and I think people just feel that then they could get on their high horse and their soapbox about it. But yeah, to your point, it's like it's parenting. It's like it's unless it starts turning into real alcohol, everybody can mind their business.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to keep it 100, man, I tasted real alcohol from like older family members when I was a kid. It was a different time, and it wasn't like I was guzzling it. They would do some drink. They would put a pinky into like a liquor glass and then just let me taste it on my lips.
But look at me, I was 15 years old at the time.
I'm fine, America. Yo, kids they were teething, people would rub brandy on their gums and shit like that. Like
I've heard.
You know what I'm saying? It's not good. It's not something you should do. But like, did most of those kids die or become alcoholics? A good chunk of them probably did, but it's not related to the brandy on their gums. It's probably other factors. You know what I'm saying?
It's the worst when non-parents is judging. Like, until you've done it, keep your opinion, bro.
Man.
Keep your opinion.
Yeah, I seen so there's two things I think of. So especially on social media, like my wife is on like the pages where like the mom pages in the town and stuff like that, and somebody might post something like they really want to know, like, yeah, you know, I want my kid to and so people will come out off the top ropes, just, what do you mean you shouldn't be doing this for your kid? It'll get crazy, bro. Like, I think
they got nothing to do but be on message boards all day.
Yo, man, it's crazy. I think a lady went on, was like, yeah, you know, we have a Jewish family, and I noticed like the public schools around here don't have tons of like stuff for Jewish kids or whatever. So like she's looking at private schools, and it went they went off
It
on
went
her about the
left.
diversity. Yeah, it went way left, bro. It was crazy. I seen a post, just
It
kind of
went
warning.
Kanye left.
Yo, it was crazy, son. And I saw a post the other day. Some lady posted she was plucking a tick out of her kid's hair.
Okay.
And she just kind of, it was meant for like a warning, like, yeah, man, like this tick joint is crazy. And people were like, oh my God, like what kind of parent doesn't wash the kid's hair? Like, how did he even get to that? And, and I was like, yo, this is crazy, man. You think ticks give a fuck about who's a bad parent and who's a good parent?
You know what it must be? When you first get on there, you put something on there innocently and they judge you, you got to return that energy. You like, we got to initiate the new person over here asking innocent questions.
Yo, son, it's crazy, man.
Catching up with Keith. Ah, man, Keith, you are actually, this is perfect because you have a newborn, and it's similar to the people related in the story. Like, is there any celebrity that you would risk it all for? You got the family, you got the wife. But is there any pop star out there who just might be like, it's worth it? You know what I'm saying? I'll say me. I like, you know, Sweetie is cute. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I came across Sweetie at a party. You know what I'm saying? There might be a little conversation. You know what I'm saying? A little extra. Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? I gotta climb that tree. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's about it, though. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what? But in this particular situation I'm about to tell you about, involves a young lady, Miss Ariana Grande. I don't know if she's on my hall pass list, but you know what I'm saying? She's on somebody's hall pass list. And she's doing a new movie, Wicked. I think they're doing it out in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. And she started dating her co-star. And which, you know, it's not a big issue, except for the fact that homie's married with a 1-year-old.
Wow. And wow, now the other one's Jennifer Aniston.
Exactly, that's exactly how she got done. You know what I'm saying? Homie had passed her the divorce papers. It was like, yo, Ariana giving me rhythm. I gotta ride this thing out. Yeah. But the thing is, Ariana was married too. So basically, basically, rumors started circulating after Michelle Yeoh shared pictures on Instagram where Ethan, I'm gonna make sure I get his name right. Ethan, Ethan Slater, had his arms wrapped around Ariana Grande, and you know, people started wondering, asking questions like, "Ain't y'all married?" You know what I mean? And Ariana, you know what I'm saying? She was separated from her husband. I think that later came out. I think people seen that at Wimbledon, and she didn't have her ring on. They was like, "What's going on here?" And it really just started snowballing from there. And then what really took it to the next level, I think, was when pictures came out and people seen him, and they was like, "Oh, I get it. I get why he took his chance." You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can pull up a picture of homeboy right here so you can see him. Yeah. This is him playing SpongeBob. That's him on the right here. On the right. And then this is him with that's him with his wife.
I ain't gonna like he looked like an SNL character, like him. Not even the SpongeBob joint. The SpongeBob. It just looked like a Kate McKinnon impersonation of like another person. That's crazy.
They said he looked like Pete.
Yeah, like he looked like a version of Pete.
They say he looked like Pete Davidson. They said he kind of looked like Ariana Grande's brother. They was like, I don't know, but basically this dude, his wife came out and was like, Ariana foul. She ain't out for the ladies. And I was like, I get it, but he ain't ever gonna have a shot with Ariana Grande ever again. He trying to just ride out. He already, I mean, his wife was pretty. Looked like she taller than him, you know what I'm saying?
He's super pretty.
Yeah, he outkicked his coverage already. He like, I gotta ride this out.
Yeah. I would argue she's even prettier than Ariana Grande.
To some people, yeah. I would imagine so.
You like to some people. If you want to say that, brother.
If you want to make them feel better about the whole,
I know what the fuck that mean, man. Yeah. You have to hit me with the psychological shit. He said, yeah, I mean, to many, to others, maybe I could see where you're coming from with that, but I don't know where you're going. That shit early.
Well, yo, it came out, you know what I mean? He just got like a kid like about a year ago, and you know what I'm saying? My man said, I gotta ride this out. He getting Disney money now. He getting that Wicked money because they out over there filming, and he ready to just see where this Wicked takes him. But that story came out and it was just like, damn.
That's a big shot to take, though. I mean, if it's like, I can't even say dates because dates is a big shot. So you can't go on a date with Ariana Grande and think you're gonna keep it on the low.
I think when I heard the story, I was like, oh, this is one of them. He might look like Thor. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I thought.
America, Ant-Man, you know what I'm saying?
When you said the dude name, I didn't know what the name was. I just figured, oh, it's the dude. You talking about what's the dude from who played Thor? I thought it was his stunt double. I was like, oh, okay, I can see that. This dude.
That's SpongeBob, nigga. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yo.
I can't get mad at him, bro. I mean, I don't support what he did. I think, obviously you get married, you gotta respect the the vow of marriage and what you do. But I also know, you only live once. YOLO, I think, is how Drake, the great philosopher Drake named it. You only live once. So he
looked like a mix of Pete Davidson and Elliot Page. For real, look at this. You do one of them picture merges. That's what it looked like, bro.
I ain't mad at him, man. I mean, yeah, his wife is mad at him, though, and she probably
gonna take. She's like, me? I'm supposed to be the one stepping out. You? Whole reason I got with you is for the fidelity. Like, you scored off the chart on the fidelity scale like this. I felt there was like almost no chance of this happening.
Like, he's SpongeBob, nigga.
Yeah.
Oh man, but nah, it be them theater niggas that be probably getting it on the low. You can't.
Well, yeah, I mean, we knew those dudes in the crew, like kind of, they wasn't the quote unquote cool, like the prototypical cool dude. Like it was always them cats that, yo, where Charles at? Yeah, he's just studying. Okay, and then next thing you know, this dude's
knocking something down, right?
Yeah, he don't dance at the club, he don't drink, but for some reason he's always leaving with someone else.
Ariana Grande, man, she will still don't leave your man around her. She the female usher.
Yeah, man, yo, I mean, that's a big story, man. That story, you have to put it with pictures. And it's the kind of story that, because it's not tactful to like describe his looks and try to like that this story kind of betrays belief. So you just put the picture up there with a headline and just let the people write their own story in their head. Because journalists are slick nowadays. Kind of like that slick shit you said before. Like, yeah, I mean, she's dirty.
Some might say that.
Depends on your vision, and I get
it. Nah, that Keith is basically trying to say go to the YouTube and check out the side by side of Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande. I was on wifey's side until I seen him. I was like, come on. Yeah. Can you blame him? You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to diss him, but I feel him, he trying to see where this go.
Yeah, man, that's rough, man. That's rough for her. That's rough for any couple, for no matter who with a 1-year-old, that's devastating. But it's like, I know for a fact her friends, knowing her husband, is like, really? I did like
Ethan?
You sure?
Let's see what Mac Miller, Big Sean,
Pete Davidson, and then Ethan. Let me check, girl. This is girl. You just worrying for nothing. Let me verify this. And oh wow, this shit is true.
I mean, I wish him the best. Who knows? You know what I mean? That might be the next celebrity couple right there. She might take him to the top, man. Shout out Ariana. I didn't recognize that first with the blonde hair. She blonde now too, but yeah, I thought I had to bring that to the table because I was like, if my guy Keith ain't know, we had to catch him.
I did not know, bro. I did not know.
Yo, that takes us to our next segment, man. It's called Have You Heard? I know we tight on time, so I just want to hit them with the heavy hitting stories, Keith. And we got to start with the heaviest. Lizzo decided to get herself in some trouble this week. Just sexual harassment. Unfair workplace conditions. And what was the other one? Weight shaming. Weight shame, you know what I mean? Her backup dancers. Basically, the lawsuit comes from 3 former dancers who are suing her production company, Big Girl, Big Touring Inc., and the dance captain Shirlene Quigley, along with Lizzo. The suit claims that Lizzo pressured dancers into unwanted sexual situations, made statements that were perceived as thinly veiled comments about a dancer's weight gain, and put them through grueling rehearsals that led one dancer to soiling herself.
God damn.
I think this has all come. This has received a lot more media attention than you would think, because Lizzo is kind of like a voice of the woke, right? She's like the anti-bullying queen. She's the don't make fun of my weight, because a lot of people have taken shots at Lizzo just you know what I mean, just because it was the easy joke to make, or it was something you seemed like, you know, she is punching down. But at first Lizzo was pretty quiet about it, but she had finally came out and made a statement. These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointment. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness has been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as believable as they sound and too outrageous not to be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. As an artist, I have always been very passionate what I do. I take my music serious. Hold on. She going off a little bit. Damn.
You ain't checked the word count before you looking that up.
Look at all this, you know what I mean? She got like 4 Instagram, like, you know, just a little carousel going. I'll skip to the end. There's nothing I take more serious than the respect we deserve as women in this world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in this world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out to support, to lift me up during this difficult time. Usually, I mean, people were like, I thought she was going to stay quiet until let the, you know, court of law play out, not the court of public opinion. But I can imagine it's very hard, you know, when certain things are being said about you in the light. I see the performance of Beyonce the other day where she, on the remix of Break My Soul, she just didn't say Lizzo's name on it like she usually does. I don't know if that was done on purpose or what the case may be, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's a terrible look. I can see why she would come out. I mean, she is like the icon of body positivity, like, and to be accused of saying, like, pretty much devaluing one of her employees because of, you know, maybe her body's changing or something like that. That's a heavy accusation, especially when it comes to somebody so iconic and so famous as Lizzo. That's crazy, man. I think it's almost like it's hard to compare. It's kind of like when you learn about Martin Luther King's infidelity, but like you didn't learn about it until well after his death. But it's just to have somebody that you put on a pedestal in this particular arena, and that arena for Lizzo would be like body positivity, making sure you know, protecting and boosting the self-esteem for like vulnerable people and people who the type of people who people like to crack on, like that type of thing. And to hear that she's doing any type of cracking on someone because of their body, like that's heavy, man. So I hope she didn't do it. And to be quite honest, I don't believe she did it, at least not in the way she's being accused of. But I do know, just looking at her persona, she seems to be pretty funny, pretty lighthearted. I wonder how much stuff she said in jest and somebody thought she was being for real.
Yeah, or even you can't just, as you're the boss, you can't talk to people the way you would talk to your homies. Right. You know what I mean? And you got to remember, like, you hired these people. Even there's allegations that they went to a strip club and some of the girls felt pressured to go. If your boss is pressuring you to go and your morals are like, I don't really not rock with the strip club, you like, I gotta eat, I gotta work. So you're in a position where you gotta, you know, make life decisions. Then you get to the strip club and the boss is telling you to touch the dancers, you know what I mean? To touch to eat a banana out of this girl's, I think, vagina, if I'm not mistaken, from the allegations. It's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some that's some shit you could do at a bachelorette party with your homegirls, and even then you might make them sign NDAs. Yeah, these chicks work for you. So I hope. I mean, we're gonna let everything play out. This is all allegations. I wouldn't say allegedly, but you know what I mean. It's also thing that you brought up a good juxtaposition with Martin Luther King, is where it's like, we as little kids, we knew the great things he did, and maybe as adults we learned about some of the infidelity, but it was like both things could be true. You know what I mean? I think when you're young, you have to be you're a good guy. The good guys do everything, you know what I mean? Right. And Lizzo could be a great person. Lizzo could be a hero for the stuff, but it doesn't mean she always knows how to behave in every situation. And you know what I mean? Maybe just I mean, Lizzo comes off as the weird girl that played instruments to me. I would, that's what I mean. I don't know how really she grew up, but that wouldn't surprise me if you told me that was her background. So I could easily see that now she's in a situation where she's calling the shot. She might still be the weird girl who doesn't handle social situations in the best, the best way. And then also some of these allegations are against her dance captain as well. So, not everything is on her. So maybe, but she's the name. She's the headline. Yeah. So
and she's the boss. She's the top boss. So, I guess she's going to be held accountable. She has to be held accountable for some of that stuff, especially if she had some part to play in fostering that kind of environment.
Yeah. Top boy over there, man. Keith, have you heard Donald Trump has received some more indictments? They added another 4, I think, bringing his count up to 78 charges altogether. And this last week's charges were brought up for trying to overturn the results of the 2020 election in the run-up to the violent riot at the U.S. Capitol. They throwing everything at him. I heard Georgia still got some more in the bag that they haven't thrown yet. So they like, yo, we coming at this from all directions, dog. Something gonna stick. Yeah. And we just gonna see what's gonna happen. But I haven't really got your thoughts on any of the charges that Trump has been hit with in terms of the indictments. You think you're gonna beat it? You got speculation? Or you think you've got a little bit of respect for Don?
I don't think he'll do jail time. But I will say that people are like, oh well, it's a hit job and all that type of stuff. But he's been literally daring people to do this for a very long time. Like, oh yeah, like he's been saying crazy shit. And like, if you've been around anywhere around the criminal justice system, whether it's tangential or a friend or you yourself, that they hate that shit. Like you got to be humble when you dealing with these people. And he's quite the opposite of humble when it comes to that type of stuff. Is it a crime to be that way? No, but it's a crime to do crimes, and it would help to
not make enemies.
It would help to not make enemies. So Donald Trump just seemed like a dude like, yo, I know he's doing something illegal, and thus, up to those first set of indictments, like no one has had the resources or the time or the will to look into what's illegal. Like it's not gonna be no straightforward shit where he goes in and steals 4 locos from a 7-Eleven. Like it's complex shit. And you have to be tread very carefully when you're talking about a US president. Well, now they got this special counsel. This dude's, he's a wild dude out there. So he's out there prosecuting the shit out of people. Like, word up. And he might prosecute more people. Like he has some people like in his crosshairs, even mention them in the indictment. Pretty much like it's crazy. Like just pretty much saying, all right, y'all better get down or lay down, baby. You better start talking. When they start rolling in them cheeseburgers and the orange soda for Rudy Giuliani, you already know Rudy Giuliani's singing, baby.
Word up, man. And Trump ain't making it hard. Like he's setting himself up. He telling people to destroy the tapes. He out here talking and motherfuckers recording him because they like, I don't trust him. You know what I'm saying? We got to record this guy. You know what I'm saying? So you can't make enemies out there. You know what I mean? You make it really easy.
And you could tell he's been doing illegal shit for so long that like he probably doesn't even. I don't know if he realizes how illegal it. Like he's done the crime. I don't know if that he no longer knows how to be smooth about. Just all right, just let this shit simmer down. We'll be good. Everyone tread lightly. Don't say shit. No speeding. Make sure your tail lights are good. But like instead, like he's just going for like he doesn't give a fuck. And well, if you don't give a fuck, shit like this happens.
Yeah, you're right. Like when you first start out, you selling drugs, you think you on the wire. You like, nigga, don't call my phone. Don't be saying this shit to me. And they like you said, Trump been getting away with it for so long. He just start saying wild shit on the phone. You know what I'm saying? He making it easier for them to just build a case. You know what I'm saying?
He don't use the computer for reasons like that. I think like he doesn't do emails and shit like that. And that's from a criminal standpoint good. Yeah. He was hustling right. But then, like, he just got super lax over the years when, honestly, he doesn't even need to do some of these crimes. Like, he could have just left the White House, made mad bread, came back and ran again. Good chance of winning. but now he wants to, do fuckboy shit and get arrested. So
don't make it easy for him, man. My daughter knows who he is now. She was asking me the other day, she's like, wasn't there a president who tried to cheat and try to like do something. I was like, wait a minute, where'd you get this information from? She's like, she said the grandparents. I'm trying to see which side they were swaying her to. I was like,
so you're trying to ask questions?
I was like, were they talking about going there on the 5th, or were they planning a trip to DC, or do they think he was in the wrong? But from the way she said it, it sounded like they think he in the wrong. So I'm like, all right. we'll see where they stand over there, you know what I mean? But it was funny that she knew who it was. She know who Barack is too. I told her about Barack, but and I think they might have said something too about like how everybody like Barack. So I was I was like, yeah, let me pick around this conversation and see where it was going. Did they like Barack? Nah, but speaking of Barack, man, before we get out of here, have you heard Barack had a chef that passed away?
It's tragic as hell.
Yeah, about paddleboarding. But it's like weird, right? Because like all the conspiracy theorists just popped out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying about it, and I was like, even when I like Googled the story, some of the first things that come up are about conspiracy theories. Like Obama went golfing like a day or two after it happened, and he had bandages on his hand, which ended up really being golf tape or something like that. And you know what I mean? Just people say, "Oh, homeboy knew how to swim. How did he drown in this? In 8 feet of water? You know what I mean? And all this crazy stuff, but. Is that just because it's Obama? Is it easy?
Of course, yeah.
He's the first Nigerian president.
Yeah, I mean, like the conspiracy theory shit is tragic. Like it's just sad. Like one or two people say it, and then like it spreads like wildfire within minutes and hours, and that's just sad, man. Like Barack Obama is the Steph Curry of politics because he portrays that clean image, and I think he's really about that clean life. The dirtiest thing you can find on him is he wears tan suits to press conferences and he smokes cigarettes. Like that's all he got. And like
they look for it all. They through everything. They went through his past. People that they trying to pay people to lie, probably.
Yeah, it's been 20 years since Obama got put on. They would have found something by now, and they ain't find nothing.
Sometimes you got to move like stuff, because that target's on you. Like you see it on people, so you like, let me just move. Let me not give them nothing. You know what I mean? Like, not to put myself in the same level as those, but like I just was on a level now where it's like even if I'm in the wrong, I'd rather just keep it a buck with you because it's so hard to lie. Right. You know what I mean? in the age of social media, you know what I mean? You tell somebody, yo, Keith, I can't make it to your baby shower, and then you know what I'm saying? Now the day of your baby shower, I gotta take a social media strike. I gotta remember what I told you. I can't come back looking too happy or some shit. Like you having fun on that. You know what I'm saying? It's like just tell people the truth nowadays. You know what I mean? It's too hard to lie. But this was tragic. This happened at Barack's curb, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's why. But
it looks like it. Yeah, like maybe a vacation home somewhere in Massachusetts. Or something like that.
But Barack wasn't there, and but there's rest in peace. You know what I mean? To his personal chef that passed away, and it's just weird, like you said, that story is just they just clung to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see more people talking about the conspiracy theory than his actual name. Like, I had to search for his name. I was like, Tafari Campbell, I believe it was his name, the personal chef. But I'm like, that's just getting so much more attention than the actual person who passed away. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say thoughts and prayers and however he passed, because it's not. And then it's like you could fall off a paddle. Like I had to ask you the other day what paddleboarding was. When you told me, I was like, he could hit his head on the board or the paddle. I could see like a few ways something could have happened, slipped and fell, you know what I mean? Or you thought you was nicer than you was. I'm like, it's not that far fetched, you know what I mean? Something crazy could happen, but conspiracy theories, man.
Yeah,
but
I mean, this story again was one of them joints I looked at, like, man, how they pass, and you see it, and you kind of, at least me, I'm not gonna say everyone does it, but I'm like, man, I could see myself overestimating my swimming skills and not wearing a life jacket on top of a paddleboard. He was far out into the lake and was still only eight feet deep. I'm good. I'm gonna just head out there. Paddleboard. The paddleboard just looks like a very like
chill
mundane,
type of
thing. Kind of thing. There's no action sport. There's no motorized sports to it. Contact, sharp, nothing like that. And to know that, like, no one could imagine themselves being hurt in that way, right? More than hurt, clearly. Like, it just makes me think for a second.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, we getting old, man. We definitely gotta, you know what I mean? Take caution. Like I get new hobbies all the time. I told you the other day, I'm trying to pop a wheelie on my bike. You like, Take it easy, bro.
This is being old about, man. Being old is about. Remember when we were younger? We'd be like, yeah, we hadn't tell your pops you heading down to McDonald's. Be careful, y'all. Just
we cracking on the whole. Now that's us. That's me. Now
that's us. I'm trying to do a wheel. I'm like, hey, be careful, brother. I hope you better grow an afro before you do that, man. Head injuries.
Wear your helmet, Plicker. Right, man. Shit. Yo, Keith, man, that's another episode in the books, man. I thank you for showing up and rocking out with your boy tonight. Where can my people find you on social media?
Instagram, Mima_35.
Check him out on Threads too. You know what I'm saying? You on the X?
Threads, man.
you on the X or nah?
Nah, I'm not on the X.
I know
you fuck with the X.
I fuck with the X, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the X. Catch me, DJ Playboy, on Twitter or X, whatever you call it, at DJ Playboy. Find me on Instagram or Threads, at PLICCAPEZY, PLICCAPEEZY, and follow Perfect Talk on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio. Also, check out the website, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. Every episode of the Perfect Talk Podcast, the radio show I do with my brother DJ Show, Money Talks Radio, motivational moments, you know what I'm saying, new releases, all that going down on there. And check us out, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify. You know what I mean? We putting episodes out on Rockin', and check us out on YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, get them notifications every time we drop it. Keep up with us, you know what I mean? Because we doing big things over here at Perfect Talk. Keith, it's been a while since I asked you, man, what you watching nowadays, bro?
I just finished a show on Apple TV called Hijacks.
I always did Silo or something like that. Oh, the Hijack one, Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, yeah. Yeah, man.
You know, keep seal of approval.
Keep seal of approval, man. It's a cool show. It's a cool summer watch. Like, it ain't mind blowing. It ain't like the best show ever, but it's a good way to spend some time. I fucks with Apple TV. Plus, you know, they give discounts every now and then, so I fuck with them.
You can't quit none now. I've been trying to quit Stars for like 2 years. They're like, yo, hold on. Pay 99 cents a month. I'm like, all right, now we talking.
Yeah, man. You go to the cancel page and like, cancel. Are you sure you want to cancel? We can give you this shit for $3.99 for 3 months.
Why you ain't tell me that? You should have came to me with that. You know?
Word up. Yeah, man. Shit is cool, man. I don't know if I ever mentioned it to you, but it's basically Passenger 57, but Idris Elba can't fight. He's a business negotiator.
Yeah.
So he just negotiates everything. To be honest, the shit, that gimmick got kind of tired. I thought, like, all right, bet in secret he's like a wild, nice fighter, or he goes to the gym and does Brazilian jiu-jitsu or some shit. Nah, it just ends and he's still a negotiator. Like, he can't fight. He ain't that strong. Have
you ever seen it's a documentary about Jared from Subway?
I never seen that.
Oh, that's just wild, bro. I seen that recently.
I don't want to see it.
You don't want to see that.
Whatever shit called.
You don't. No, but it's crazy how they caught him, because like this one, a spoiler alert. You know what I mean? If anybody out there planning on seeing, but like this one chick was like recording him because she just did an interview with him one day. He just said some random wild shit to him about middle school kids. And she's like, why the fuck did he feel comfortable saying that to me? And then she just like was like, I gotta follow up with him. And she was like, she acted like she was a pedo to get him to say shit. And she was recording shit. She goes to the FBI with it, and they like, well, you know what you did is a crime, right? And they like, we can't use none of this shit, but we're gonna have you gonna keep doing this, and you're gonna work for us and record him. And they try to catch him in a sting, and he just didn't fall for it. He didn't end up coming. And then the only reason they caught him was because his homeboy, the dude that ran his agents, like, what is it, the foundation, the Jared Foundation or whatever, like, he's a wilder boy than Jared was. He was like, you know how it's always drug dealers, it'd be a homeboy that get you caught. They was on to Jared. They had tapes of him saying mad crazy shit, all types of shit. This chick was bugging out. She was going crazy because nothing was happening. And then the only reason they caught him was because his partner was into bestiality, and it was a picture of his wife, I think, fucking a horse or a donkey or some shit like that. And someone randomly seen it and then told a cop, like told his cop homeboy, like, yo, you want to see some wild shit? And then it just happened, the cop homeboy was honest. And that whole shit led to like them going through their computers and going through the text. You know what I mean? They caught up with Jared saying crazy shit. And so that's how they finally caught up with Jared. But it's wild. And he got the least time of all of them. That bitch getting fucked by the horse, she got the most time, actually.
How much did Jared get?
Jared got, I think, like 17 years or something like that. Or I think he got like maybe less than 10. The partner got like 15, and I think the chick got like 30 because she was married to the partner, and they was videotaping their daughters doing crazy shit. Like they had people like cameras set up, hidden cameras and they shit. She was like, yeah, she like got away. I think she snitched on them at first, and then they went back and reopened her case, and then they locked her up for like 30 years.
So what you're saying is this has the PLICCA seal of approval?
It's the prickle, like, if you want to know about information, because we lived through it, but I wasn't paying attention to the news. So I just knew that one day Jared got arrested, but I was like, I didn't know how wild this story, but it's a good documentary if you like documentaries.
If you like documentaries, if you like seeing ocean animals, if you like seeing the history of the Black Panthers, and if you like seeing all that shit you just laid out.
If you watch documentaries, you know some documentaries be bullshit and they trying to like sway you a certain way. Like this is this nigga's actual tapes. Like they got that. Like the shit that's crazy about it is they take her tapes, right? When she drop them off, then she worked for them. She got to drop the tape off to them every day. This bitch was making copies of the tape because they playing the tape during the documentary. And then she got like she went to the radio station and was like, yo, I'm about to just start playing the tapes on the radio station. So they went and raided her radio station and raided the crib. They was like, so I'm like, how do they still got more tapes? This bitch probably was just making copies and copies of this fucking tape. She's like, I'm gonna play this for everybody. Hey, like you gotta watch the documentary. Jared was like the biggest celebrity in the world. Like they keep showing pictures of him with LL Cool J, Michael Strahan. Like this nigga was everywhere. Like motherfuckers was just happy to be around. Like, yo, this nigga lost man weight eating Subway. And like I look back, like, why was he dick riding him for like? Because losing weight was a thing.
I mean, losing weight is always a thing. And then you come to find out you could eat sandwiches and lose weight. Like that was like crazy.
But Jared a wild boy, man. They caught up with him, so.
Like PLICCA said, watch that documentary.
It's HBO Max, so it's halfway decent. But you know what I mean? Yeah.
If you're feeling down, if you're feeling down, you want to pick me up. Watch that documentary.
you about to be watching some AI actors soon with this strike, bro. You might as well get your documentaries on while you can. You know what I mean? But
speaking about documentaries, real quick, that Steph Curry documentary is solid.
What's it on
Apple TV?
Okay,
it's called Underrated.
I'll check it out. You know what I mean? Like I'm into docs for some reason. Like nowadays, I can rock with the docs.
Yeah, man. To be honest, man, Steph Curry grew up. His dad was an NBA starter, so you know, like he can't front and be like that life of struggle. But he was underrated. He was small. He was skinny, and so I thought it was I think you got to appreciate basketball to really like the story because I liked was they were showing clips from like 2006, 2007, 2008. And if you're a millennial, you can remember back at that time, if you see somebody chucking up threes like crazy, like mad threes, you know for a fact that coach is taking him out the game right away. But like that's how he played. What you see now is like
even from young,
even from young, but particularly like high school and college. Especially in college, you know what I'm saying? Back then, it was like you throw it into the big man, or if there's
pass it 5 times,
post up, the mid range, shoot it from the free throw. If you're open from threes, step in 2 times, and a couple steps forward and then shoot it. Steph was just flinging it from 5 feet behind the arc and all that shit. So I enjoyed that part. Honestly, I didn't enjoy it as much the present day stuff because like it's so current that it's like I know about your success now. Like they don't show no. Yeah, the only cool thing was seeing him go through school. That was pretty cool. But overall, this documentary is pretty dope.
You catch the boxing last week? Bud Crawford, Errol Spence?
The brother who got knocked out and was in a car accident something like less than a year ago or something like that.
I don't maybe one of them might have
been. The dude who got knocked out, so they said that he was in a car accident at some point, and then they had like a doctor call him to the radio station say, yeah, I don't know if he even fully recovered from it. He might still have post-concussion something.
That's crazy because Bud Crawford got shot in his head early in his career too. Like both these niggas out here risking it all.
Yeah, crazy,
I didn't. Oh shit! I didn't know that about Errol Spence. So you got in a car accident recently? Did you watch it?
I didn't watch the fight.
Oh, okay, but you see like the highlights.
Yeah, I saw the clips and of course I saw the Instagram memes and shit like that.
He's a good fighter. I just know people was talking about him for like a while, and so I know this fight was a long time coming. Yeah, Errol Spence car crash. I just googled it. It looks like something came up. And no, I didn't. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, when was it? It's a 2020, I guess, or did he get another one? Oh, car accident again in 2022. Damn.
Yeah, man. What month? You see it there?
Yeah, it said Errol Spence survived 2 horror car crashes to make it to Terrence Crawford fight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
That's
that
crazy.
niggas don't realize like I think car accident changed Kanye.
Yeah, well, possibly, man. And that car accident, and I think both car accidents was some crazy shit, some action movie shit, like
So like
flipping
his
and
car
all.
flipping over and shit.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, he got rocked though. He definitely got like outclassed like pretty early in the fight, and it was hard for him to go. Oh shit, Dallas. Well, yeah, they said he was incredibly fortunate to emerge from his 2019 crash with no broken bones, and yeah, I'm seeing some of it. Yeah, I mean, shit. Now thoughts and prayers. Damn.
Thoughts and prayers. 3 years later, yeah.
That fight might have did more damage to some of these. He was catching, but and the thing, he wasn't dropping. He was gonna keep fighting until he died in the ring. Like he was taking a beating. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he kept. Not sure that he wasn't dropping, but he wasn't quitting. He wasn't Ryan Garcia taking a knee with it. Like yo, you know what I'm saying? Like he definitely was out there.
Ryan Garcia want to live, man. Errol Spence, he's like, nah, man, you ain't gonna see me go out like that, bro.
I might have another car accident, you know. It might be my last shot.
Yeah, man.
But yo, Keith, we up out of here, man. Say goodbye to the people.
Peace.
Peace.